Let me talk to you a moment about a serious issue facing the church. In the book Religious Refugees, Deconstructing Towards Spiritual and Emotional Healing, it details research-based reasons why folks are distancing themselves from the institutional church. The first reason? Politics, elitism, and bureaucracy. In the face of church politics, elitism, and bureaucracy, some people feel they're unable to make a difference in the church. For example, some Christians have powerful gifts to share, but because they're divorced or gay or too young or too old, not attractive enough, not articulate enough, not white enough, not able enough, not educated enough, or simply female, they are not allowed to uniquely contribute to the life of the church. When bureaucracy or politics play too much of a role in the church, people can often feel left out, sidelined, and even oppressed and marginalized. There are other Christians who left the institutional church because they couldn't overcome the obstacle called Clone War syndrome. Some churches think they're in a perpetual war with the surrounding culture and with other expressions of the church. There's no room for messy dialogue, discussion, and dialogical encounters with people of differing theologies or ways of being in the world. Churches suffering from Clone War syndrome are fear-based and have an us and them mentality. They're religious machines that seeks to bake cookie-cutter Christians. Some creative, sensitive, expansive, and deeply spiritual folks just can't be forced into a prefabricated mold. Some of the D-Church faced obstacles of moral prescriptions. They desire to be empowered, encouraged, and equipped to do good works in the community. They wanted to be the hands and feet of Christ and make a huge impact in the world. Instead, mostly what they heard on Sunday mornings was how to engage in a 4-step sin management plan to avoid the frightening fires of hell. Sermons were geared more towards personal holiness and eternal torment prevention rather than inspiring the congregation to fiercely, potently, and tangibly love others in their communities. Number 4, shallow Itis. The canned sermons, repetitive prayers, and the let's sing the same upbeat chorus 50 times in monotonous worship songs encourage people to ignore their angst, pain, hurt, lament, questioning, and doubts. The problem is when church is all about positivity, singing solely upbeat music, and hearing shallow responses to complex individual and societal problems, some Christians just can't stomach it. Number 5, judgment and criticism. When we go to church, we expect to be challenged. Community is hard. Following Jesus can be hard. But we don't expect to be harshly judged by fellow journeyers. Harsh judgment and criticism is to the detriment of individual and communal flourishing and causes people to distance themselves from the institutional church. Here is my encouragement. To those who have distanced themselves from the church, please know you're not a bitter prodigal son or daughter who chose to take all the beautiful things you have learned along with your rich inheritance of the Christian faith only to squander it in some big debauched and satanic soiree. Instead, the well of your heart has been poisoned by various elements of current Christian principles, practices, policies, and attitudes. Church leaders, may I share something with you? I don't think you realize that by your refusal to change, adapt, and recontextualize the gospel message and other sacred doctrines, you are forcing people out of your congregations and creating religious refugees. You are inadvertently creating a new mission field. My hope is that you will patiently take time to earnestly learn about the D-Church and religious refugees. My hope is that you will honor persons over propositions and truly listen to their pain, complex questions, and concerns. My hope is that you learn from them and love them with the love of Christ. May you bless them to be who they are called to be, and encourage them to follow the call of love in the world.